India and Pakistan are two countries whose names are rarely taken in the same breath without the sign of a conflict. Deep-rooted social conditioning, a shared troubled past, or just perpetually simmering tensions. The justifications could go on, but the end result remains the same. Two nations for whom peace still remains a distant dream. Beverage giant Coca-Cola decided to take on this complex task in its own small way, in line with their global theme of open happiness. Coca-Cola's latest global campaign, Small World Machines, might not bring instant world peace, but it has managed to grab 1.2 million eyeballs for a very unique concept. For those of you who haven't managed to see the campaign yet, take a look.
In a unique initiative, Coke set out for itself a daunting task as it made a small attempt at changing this very mindset. The brand invited people from India and Pakistan to share a moment of connection and joy with the help of technology through an unexpected medium, vending machines. The Small World Machines provided a live communications portal linking strangers in the two nations. Coke and Leo Burnett used 3D touchscreen technology to project a streaming video feed onto the vending machine screen while simultaneously filming through the unit to capture a live emotional exchange. People from both countries and various walks of life were encouraged to complete a friendly task together: wave, touch hands, draw a peace sign, or dance and eventually share a Coca-Cola.
What exactly did these machines achieve? Where did the thought originate from, and why India and Pakistan? Well, joining us to answer all these questions right now on the show is Jackie Jantos, the Global Creative Director, Coca-Cola. Thank you so much, Jackie. And John Wywill, Senior Vice President and Creative Director, Leo Burnett, Chicago. Both of them are responsible for the campaign you've just seen. Thank you so much for joining us on the show.
Thank you.
So first question being, the new Coca-Cola Small World machines that were installed in India and Pakistan have caught the imagination of consumers and marketers alike across the globe. What was the thought that inspired this particular campaign?
We worked with our creative agency partner, Leo Burnett, in coming up with the idea. And really what was fundamental to creating it was also the local teams from Coca-Cola who are on the ground in both India and Pakistan. We have great businesses there. And from them, we learned that the people there really do want more positive connection and positive communication across the border. So really this idea of bringing people together there just felt really right for the time.
John, if I could come to you.
Sure. Well, the idea for the Small World Machines was simply to demonstrate on the ground in a tangible, real-world way that what unites us as human beings is so much stronger than what separates us. And it was really as simple as that. That was the brief that we gave to our creative teams that eventually led to the idea of the Small World Machines.
Jackie, if I could come to you, could you give me a sense and elaborate a little on how the machines worked, how long they took to be installed, and what are your expectations from this project?
The technology took some time to build, and then we brought the technology to both of the cities. We were in Lahore and New Delhi, and we set the technology up and tested it. And we really left it live for just over a day, and during that time period, we engaged many people on the ground there who wanted to engage in an experience with someone across the border. So it was a short-term experiment, if you will. We went into both countries hoping that the technology would work, hoping that the broadband connection that we needed would be established, and really just hoping for a bit of luck in making it all come together.
Right. Jackie and John, between both of you, this was a global campaign. So who decided to zero down on India and Pakistan, given that they definitely are not the only two countries that are in conflict across the globe?
Right. No, that's a good question. There's no shortage of places in the world that could use a little more happiness, that could have an open dialogue, that could be more connected. So it could have been a lot of different places. But given the decades of conflict between India and Pakistan, it felt like, to us, just a wonderful place to launch this idea.
We've also been given to understand that the 3D technology used for this concept was the first of sorts. How difficult was the project in terms of execution, and what were some of the challenges that you faced while pulling this off?
The way the machines work is not unlike a giant webcam. Except with a webcam, your camera is above the screen, and if we were to put the camera above the screen, as it would be on a webcam, our machines would have had the appearance almost of a camera above an ATM. We would have been looking down on the people, and you wouldn't have had that same sort of human connection. I recently read an article about India and Pakistan. They said the countries don't often see eye to eye, and I thought it was interesting that it was so important to this project that users on each end of the machine were literally seeing each other eye to eye. And when you placed a hand on the machine, the user on the other end could see the palm of the hand and place their hand against the other. And that was technology that didn't exist. So that was certainly our biggest challenge.
Right. Personally, what was the takeaway from this experience for both of you, both during and after the execution of the campaign?
You know, I was in New Delhi when the activation went live, and for me it was very personal and it was very moving. I also got to meet the team that I hadn't yet met who were on the Pakistan side of the activation. I also got to witness my own Coca-Cola colleagues from Coke India and Coke Pakistan say hello to each other through the machines. And so really from a larger picture, it was amazing to watch real people having these engagements.
One of the stories that I really like was a story of two men, one in Pakistan and one in India, who each started dancing with each other and then continued dancing for 2-3 minutes. And they were so having so much fun and so involved in the situation, they just didn't want to stop. And I think that's just a great example of maybe that's an extended moment of happiness.
Well, Jackie and John, thank you for joining us, taking time out and, talking to us so candidly on brand equity. It was truly a pleasure chatting with you.